welcome in another episode of the Push Power to Power show. Man, I'm back in my hometown, Houston, Texas. I was down in LA in a mastermind in the Beverly Hills, man, and I went out there and I learned so much. I took a lot of notes. I even lost my notebook where I took the notes and the shirts that they signed for me, man. Good thing that the Uber guy just sent me my notebook. So he sent that all the way to Cali to me. So I'm gonna get my notebook. I think that's the most important thing because I wrote out important notes from the mastermind. I know the shirts are gone. I don't even know where the shirts went. And it's not that I got drunk after, it was the mastermind party and networking and everything. I think that day I drank one of those drinks that my stomach hurt. And then after the Uber, I wasn't even thinking. I just got out the Uber and just went to the hotel. So my shirt was like somewhere here. So it might have fell on the ground and somebody took it. But it's all fine. At least I'm getting my notebook back with all the notes that I took that I learned from that mastermind from Mike, from Alberto Preciado, from Team Story. He was there. I mean, it was a blast. And I'm definitely going back to LA again to get more connections and build more connections and grow the foundation and grow the Push Power to Power show, the real Jesus Ortiz. I'm very blessed to be here with you guys. I'm outside. It's hot, the weather, but man, it's a blessing just to be here with you guys, bringing you not somebody, man. I'm bringing you a guest. I'm bringing you a treat, and it's gonna keep on coming. You better be in here in the Push Power to Power show. Share it. Show some love. Any questions that you got, guys, just ask them. But wait a minute when you stop listening. This is Carlos Diaz, man. He's from Guatemala. From Guatemala, man. He's living in LA, man. His story is just so powerful. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let him talk about it. And I'm telling you, man. I met him in LA and we connected. We talked on the phone, and I said I gotta have him in the podcast. Not only him, everybody that I met in there. But when we talked and he told me his story, I was like, damn, that's why the podcast, it's about the power of storytelling. It's about the power of your voice. Your voice has power. Remember that. And guys, don't not remember to donate for the great cause, for the foundation that I got already. That's my number one thing that I'm going to push through. I'm still pushing through. The Kidpreneurs Vision Foundation, anything counts from 5, 10, 15, 200, 20K, whatever is good. It's going for a great cause because this is for the kids. This is for the youth. This is for us to start teaching them to grow, not only to grow, but implement the seeds on them and invest on them because they are the future. Yes, we can invest on real properties, real estate properties, and all of these other things. But we're forgetting to invest on the real thing, man, on the real thing that is the youth, man. Remember that. Don't forget. So the link is right here. It's called the Kidpreneurs Vision Foundation. It's donated for the cause. I'm going to start doing events to raise money for the foundation. Send it to that link right there to Zelle at yeraldymedia, gmail.com. You send it, anything again. I'm very blessed, guys, and I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to bring in the top player, man. I'm gonna bring the player, the story maker, man. Everybody has a story. Everybody has the story that makes you who you are right now, and the stories that we have when we were kids, and the stories that they're just fun and embarrassed, and things that we don't even think that we did, and the new stories that we're making. So, man, let's make it happen. So let me bring the player right here, Mr. Carlos Diaz, and his story. Welcome, Mr. Carlos Diaz. Welcome, my brother. Sorry. Hold on, sir. Your microphone, I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh, man, the audience is coming in. I know we got somebody already getting a comment. Claudia Diaz, your wife? Yeah, she says, I'm fired. What's up, Claudia? Like I said, ask questions. We'll stop and we'll answer any questions you got for Carlos Diaz. But first, you just got to listen to his story. Right now, he's going to tell you a bit about himself, where he came from, where he did, all of the things, and then we're going to get right to his story, man, because that's why we're here as entrepreneurs, millennials, whatever you want to call us ourselves. We want to hear that story, man, that passion of yours that brought you right here in LA where you're living and you came from Guatemala. Man, I'm a sip it because you already know I love to talk. So I'm gonna leave the mic to you. So hey guys, like I said, any questions, ask. But Mr. Carlos Diaz, go ahead. The
Absolutely.
center is yours.
Well, thank you very much, brother. Thank you for having me on your show. I know I seen you out here in LA at the Mastermind, we hit it off right off the bat. We were actually in line. We have something in common. We were there for the food, right? We were eating some good food, but it's just a pleasure to be on here, and thank you for inviting me to be on here. For those that don't know me, like you mentioned, my name is Carlos Diaz, and just to tell you a little bit about my story, where I come from, my background. I was actually born in Guatemala. That's in Central America. But my parents brought me, my sister, over here for a better opportunity, for a better life, for the American dream. And they brought me over here when I was about 11 months old. So I've been here practically all my life. Grew up in a household where it wasn't the best household. My father was a little, well, not little, but he was abusive. He was abusive towards me, my sister, my mom. So my mom did what she felt was best at the time, and that was to leave my dad. And she raised me and my sister on her own, and she was a single mother doing the best that she could. But unfortunately, sometimes when you live in circumstances where I say humble beginnings, how many people know what the ghetto is, right? I grew up in the ghetto, so sometimes young kids that don't have a father figure tend to go look for a father figure in the wrong places. So I started hanging out with the wrong crowd. I joined a gang. Unfortunately, that was the worst mistake in my life that I could have done, and I paid a severe price for that. There was a time where we went and we attended a party, and I was only 15 years old at the time. We attended this party. Somebody got very hurt, injured. A fight broke out, and because I was there, part of associated with the wrong crowd, we all went to jail for it. I got sentenced to 12 years in prison. I did about 11 of those. So from the age of 15 all the way to the age of 16, I spent my life in prison. But I did the best I could. I tried to better myself, try to prepare myself to come out and be a good asset to our society. But unfortunately, those weren't the plans. I got deported shortly after my release. They sent me back to a country I didn't even know. I went to Guatemala. I tried to do the best I could there, but faced some circumstances that led me to come back to this country that I knew and where I was raised and all my family was at. So I came back over here, tried to do my best. We started a small business between me and our family, my wife, my beautiful daughters. I had already met them and had them here at the U.S. and we started a small business. We started first it was a janitorial business, then it became a carpet and tile cleaning, and eventually we did water damage restoration. But unfortunately, your past sometimes will come back and haunt you. Your past will haunt you. So they found out I was here illegally, went through the whole immigration process, and just to for time's sake, been battling immigration and all these cases throughout our journey in our life. There was always lawyers that said that I would never step foot here in this country again, right? I wasn't going to be able to beat my case, but guess what? First of all, God, He opened the doors for us, and we were able to beat every single case that was on my record. Now I have a clean record. I get to stay here in the U.S. with my family and eventually become a U.S. citizen. So it's been a tough journey, but it's all about a perseverance, fighting for what you believe and what you want, and for you and your family.
Dude, man, I hope that the audience is listening, man. He did 11 years, and that's just crazy, because we sometimes over here putting excuses, on a lot of things. And then you hear, like I said, your story, when I heard it over there in LA, I was like, man, I cannot put an excuse when a lot of people go to jail for at least 2-3 years and they come out and they still do something wrong and they go back and back because they don't learn their lessons. But that long time, you just created yourself and said, you know what, now I'm going to come out, I have a family, I got to build the businesses, we got to be here together. And you went through a lot of hardships. So my question is, what was that hardship since you were 15 and being in the jail all that time? Like, how did that fate and that you had, it kept your life? Because jail is like, damn.
Yeah. Absolutely, brother. Yeah, it's not easy, right? I could say it's now. I could say, oh, it wasn't that bad, right? After you overcome some things, and it's been a long time, you tend to forget how hard those situations were. But I'll tell you that having faith and having hope that one day my name would be clear was one of the things that kept me going. Okay, I never lost hope. I always had hope that one day it would happen. And then another thing is just being your perspective, trying to look for the best out of any situation. I don't care what situation I'm in. I always try to concentrate on the good of it, or what can I learn from this. So having that mindset has helped me a lot. Like you said, it wasn't easy, right? I was only 15 years old, and I didn't know that at the time. As I was going through the process and developing into a man, I learned some of those that mindset to be able to just focus on the good and never lose hope. I think a lot of people tend to lose hope when it doesn't happen right away. Let me tell you guys, it took me over 20 years for that to become a reality. Over 20 years, we had to go through a lot of hardship, a lot of heartaches, nights crying, not knowing if I was going to stay here with my family or not. But we never lost sight of what we really wanted, and that's what kept us going.
Damn, that's what I tell people. When you have that bondage with your family, the bondage who you have, it don't really matter, and it's that tight. That's how you help each other and you help grow, like yourself being in jail for all that time. And what was that feeling when you finished the 11 years and you were coming out?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It was I was actually really nervous. I didn't know how to act when I first came out. I tell people, and they don't. I guess they can't understand, but it was hard for me to even hug my own family sometimes. You know, you're accustomed to live a certain lifestyle or certain way. You become somebody that not necessarily you want to be, but just to survive in there, right? So for 11 years, I was just living my life differently. So when I came out, it was really hard. But I knew prior to my release that I had to start doing things differently. I was very very fortunate that somebody in there introduced me to personal development books, and I was reading in there. And right before I came home, and I put myself in positions that I felt would help me start changing and start living a certain lifestyle, or trying to adapt to society. So it wasn't easy, but because by the grace of God, because of my family, I was able to do it.
Man, and you have 4 girls, right?
Yes, I have 4 beautiful daughters and 4 grandchildren.
Man, I only have one little girl. That's it. She's 8 years old, about to be 9. But that's like I was telling you over there. That's like my story. That's what brought me up to do all these things for the kids and other things to do the things for the to helping the small business through my show. And it's a blessing when we do things, even if other people don't see that we're doing it for the right thing, or they see it for the wrong, or why are you doing it? If there's family, friends, whatever. Sometimes they won't understand our mission and our vision, even though you tell them and stuff. But it's that mindset. We grew up with that mindset, and we started changing it because of being on the right space with other people. Like we were in LA, we met all these different people that the mindset is on another level. And when you are there, like they say, you hang around with the 5 friends the same, you're gonna be in that circle. So when you put that mentality, it's hard for others to realize that. And for you to be on that position of being that and coming out, you were 26 when you came out, right? Somewhere around there?
Correct.
Coming out and having that mentality, saying, you know what, I still want to do this. I want to build my life with my family. Oh, and something else, like I want you to tell them that lawyer, that you told me that he told you your wife needs to find another husband, and because you're not coming back, like tell that a little bit to the people, because to me, it hit hard. When you told me that on the phone, I was like, I don't got the guts to be telling my wife, hey, you got to go find another husband because I ain't coming back anymore. That's just like ridiculous, man.
Absolutely, man. One of the lawyers, we were referred to they said this guy is the best lawyer in Orange County. If he can't fix the situation, nobody could. And my wife went to speak to him, and I remember she came back crying, and it was defeating, man. We got a lot of no's, we got a lot of turn downs, and I remember she said that she told him, "You're better off finding another husband because he's never going to be able to beat his case, and he's never going to be able to stay in this country." So, and at the moment, I laugh about it now, but at the moment, obviously, it gets you upset. But one thing, because of the personal development, the people that I already started hanging out with, something that I learned was, you need to turn those no's and those turn downs into fuel. Let it energize you. Don't let it defeat you. Let it energize you. Let that be the fuel that you need to keep going. And because of that, we were able to do that. And I know you touched on something that really quick that I was going to touch on, and the law of association. You hit it on right, man. You will become the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Look, it was true when I was a kid. I actually go to juvenile halls and talk to these kids, and talk to them specifically about that. I was the average of the 5 people that I hung out with. In the life that I lived, I ended up right in the middle, right? So the law association is real. There's no way around it. It'll work for you or against you. The beautiful thing is that we all have a choice, right? And depending on what you choose, you'll either suffer collateral damages or you'll be able to benefit from collateral benefits, depending on who you decide to hang out with. And yeah, not everybody had the same vision. Not everybody believed in what we believed that we wanted for us and our family. But me and my wife never took our sight off that. We just kept our eyes on the prize. And one thing that I'll tell people, it doesn't matter what it is that you're going through, whether it's a business or you're going through some, financial or whatever it is, right? Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on your destination, where you want to be, and don't expect anybody to buy into it. Look, that vision, that dream, God didn't give it to them. God gave it to you, and it's for you to fight for it. So and because of that, we continue. Now we have bigger dreams. Now we have bigger goals that we're out to accomplish. And not that this was small, because believe me, this was a big thing. And again, everything that we've been through and we've been able to overcome, I always say, it's hashtag because of God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be standing here. But that being said, I also believe what the word says, faith without works is dead. You can't just be praying about something and not doing something for it or towards it. You have to continue and fight and strive for your dreams.
Damn, and you're right about that. How they tell us, knowledge is power, and all of these words. Yeah, they just words, but they have meaning if you take action. Because knowledge does have power, and power has knowledge. But if you don't actually step up to the plate and take action and help and do whatever you got to do through your business, create attention on all different levels. Either you create attention or either you just lose yourself and nobody knows where you're at, but you're still creating your attention, but without no noise, you're still making it happen. It depends of how you see it yourself. Because I learned that today. I was watching a video and I was like, yeah, we want to create a lot of, that's me, because I love creating attention, and that's good so people can know who you are, just like Albert said, and all of these other people that we follow. But sometimes there's other entrepreneurs that you don't listen, you don't hear them, they're quiet. But when they're quiet, man, that's lethal. They're putting the grind. They're pushing themselves. They're just giving them 120, 150. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I agree with you. They're like assassins. They're like snipers, right? And that's how you want to be. Look, let your actions speak for what you want, right? Let your actions speak for what you're striving for. And I learned that. In the past, I did a lot of talking. Well, guess what? Talking doesn't get you anywhere. What you want to do is have actions behind that. And if you do less talking and more work, that's even better.
That's even better. Yeah. The more action you take, it don't really matter. I tell people, from the good to the worst. It doesn't really matter. God is always gonna be there with you. No matter what decision you make, no matter how you stepped it, how you work on it, how it fails and fails again, it's up to you how you get up and be like, man, I can do it. How do I find a way? You're never alone. There's always people out there to help, but it's us. Sometimes even us as a Hispanic community, we feel like we're alone. We feel like we're scared to ask a question, or the question is stupid, or they're not gonna help us. No, man, none of that. Is the opposite of that, man. People out there really, really want to help, but if they don't know you, they don't know your business, they don't know your story. How can they build relationship with you when they don't know where you at?
Absolutely. And the only stupid question that exists is the one that's not asked. That's what I always been taught. The only stupid question that exists is the one that's not asked. So, if you ever doubt anything or you're trying to figure something out, ask questions.
Always.
Or try to figure out yourself first. And then if you're hitting a lot of walls, then go to experts, people that will be able to help you, people that know the answer. So, absolutely, you're absolutely right when it comes to that.
So now let's go to now that you passed the 12 years in jail and everything came up and you're struggling and grinding. So what are the businesses that you're doing now? That you're helping?
So I actually have a concierge service business that I help real estate brokers and agents. We teach them how to make more money per transaction. So that's one of the businesses that we have. We actually have a couple other ones that we're doing and we're launching. But right now we're also doing public speaking, and we're going out there and helping real estate brokerages, teaching their agents how to be entrepreneurs. A lot of people don't understand what goes behind being an entrepreneur, or they just see the lifestyle, but they have to hear other people's stories, right? How they've been able to overcome obstacles, and how they've been able to have success in other businesses, things to that effect. So that's what we're doing. Again, I'm going to juvenile halls, helping these kids out, and trying to lead them to a different direction. I believe that at that age, they're at the very pinnacle stage of where they're going to head to. There's still hope for them to go the right way. So I've been taking my time going out there, meeting with these kids, and actually right now we've been doing it through Zoom, but shortly we'll be able to go do it in person and just give them hope, give them some kind of guidance and help for them. So yeah, absolutely, man. We're just having a lot of fun and just going out there making things happen.
And that's what it's about, man. What you're doing, or what happened to you, and sharing your story, and building others, like you were saying, public speaking, because that's something that is powerful, because you have your story, you're building it. So people out there do really want to hear that. People really want to hear your story. People want to hear how that story can help you. You can help. You can at least help that one person. Somebody's watching right now. We're actually helping that one person, no matter where they at, here, Houston, LA, wherever they're watching. They're gonna rewatch. They're gonna be like, I needed that. How can I contact them? How can I build relationship with them? It's always that I tell people, no matter who you are, where you at, connect. Who cares about when they say no? That's like the hardest thing. That is a no or maybe, or how can I help you? Who can I connect you? All of that. And I know that you and myself, everybody that's an entrepreneur, we went through that, man. All those no's. Shit, it hurt me at the beginning. And I was like, sometimes I even cried. And I was like, shit, man, I'm not doing this. All these people are just telling me no and hating. I'm like, man, because I used to knock on doors back in the day. And I tell people, man, when you go through that, you go through a lot of shit. I went to people telling me things that you don't even want to hear. People, I got a gun in here, so you better out of my door. I mean, I guess, and I hear from a lot of other people, like, when you go through knocking on doors, man, you just build your strength. You build you right there, because when you go ahead in life, all those no's, you're like, oh shit, man, that's all right. It's okay.
Absolutely, man. Something that my mentors and my coaches always taught me was, the yeses will build your business, but the no's will build you. So, and like I mentioned earlier before, if you could just learn how to turn those no's into a driving, like a fuel, like a driving force for you. If you could just switch that, it's a mindset. Let it drive you. Let it give you energy. Let it just fuel you up, like get energized, let's go. To hit your goals, let me tell you something, you'll be unstoppable. Because you will, and I don't care what business it is, you will always get more no's than yeses. Always. There's no way around it. I mean,
That's so true.
there was in my case, I can't tell you how many lawyers my wife and my mom went to go talk to, and they were all a no. There was only one lawyer for my original case that believed in the vision that I had, and she didn't. And she even told me, "Look, I think you have a little bit of hope. There's a little slight chance. I don't want to give you hope. There's a slight chance, but if you're willing to pay and take that risk, I would gladly work on your case." And I remember I told her, look, just do your job and God will take care of the rest. And we took the risk. You see, and that's another thing that people fail to do is I can't tell you how many phone calls. I get a lot of referrals from other lawyers. They give me a call from other people that have gone through similar cases. And they ask me, how did it work out? How did you win? How did you do this? But when I tell them, look, you're going to have to pay for a lawyer, they're not willing to take that risk. In order for you to be successful at anything, you must take risk. You must take risks and bet on yourself. You must invest. If not, it's not going to work out. I could have had this dream all along, but I never took risks. I can't tell you how many lawyers I've paid going through this. I'm still paying one now, right? So it's just, you have to take risks. So
you do, man. Life is, I always say life is about risk, man. No matter, like I was saying at the beginning, no matter how hard, how much is the struggle. Remember what Team Story said? Those motherfucking waves, sorry about my language, are going to keep on hitting you. And then you're going to have no chones, and they're still going to keep on hitting you. And that just kept in my mind, dude. I was like, that's in every way. In your business, in your personal life, and everybody that you go through, it's a wave hitting you. And then behind, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, even bigger or smaller, but harder. And that's when you say it right there. You build that pain, that driven, that causes that. What do you think you're going to do, man? You're going to fly like Superman. You're going to fly poof through the waves. Because you're like, they ain't nothing. They ain't no barriers. I'm still going to go through it. Nobody's going to stop me, even if I fail again. And that's what I tell people, man, you got to, I tell, when I fail, I celebrate the failures, man. I'm happy that I failed. Because those are the things that are going to make you more successful. Those are the things that are going to bring you closer to that success, that thing that you love, that you just see it's in front of you. If it don't matter how much it takes, 6 months, a year, years, because it takes years. But not a lot of people want that. They want it now. They don't want the struggle. They don't want those waves hitting them. They want to take it easy overnight.
And it's not going to happen. I think we have, I think the new society we created a society that it's instant. Everything's instant, right? Instant gratification. Look, Instagram, right? Just put a picture up and it's up. Instant rice now. They have everything instant. Just add a little bit of water and it's done for you. So, but yeah, you have to understand that you're going to go through that. And I never understood it. Again, if you don't have a coach, if you don't have a mentor, I suggest you need to get one. But my coaches and my mentors always told me, you have to fall in love with the process. The process is more important than the actual prize. And I really didn't understand it. But now that I think about it and everything that I went through, the process is more important. And I'll tell you why. How many times have you heard of people that have won the lottery? And I believe that the numbers are over 80% end up bankrupt. Over 80% end up in a worse situation than they were before they won the lottery. And that's because they didn't go through the process. You see, if you go through the process, everything's a mindset. And if you go through the process, whether you lose it or not, you'll bounce back up and you'll be able to get it again. But because they didn't go through the process and having a millionaire mindset, they can't hold on to it. They can't keep it. So the process is important. You have to fall in love with it. You have to embrace it and keep moving. Look, and trust me, and everything is perspective. Look, I don't care what I go through now. Like I could have something bad could happen to me, and now sometimes I just laugh. It's going to take the same amount of energy, for you to either feel bad or good about it. Why not feel good? I remember honestly, it wasn't not too long ago. I was making phone calls and trying to get some leads going, and I yelled. The answer was no. They actually hung up on me. They didn't hung up. It didn't just hang up on me. They hung up on me rudely, and I just like, that's right. Let's go. We got this. We're gonna make this happen, babe. And my wife's like, what happened? You got a yes? You booked an appointment? I said no. They told me no. Well, guess what? I'm one no closer to a yes. And that's how you have to feel. That's how you have to think. Again, let that be a driving force for you. You know, now, look, I don't know about you, but I hate when I bump into a corner of a bed or something or a table and it just hurts. You know what I do now? I laugh.
We're the same, brother.
You know, the more that you dwell on the pain, the more it hurts. The more you dwell on the pain, the more it's going to hurt you. And same thing in life. If you keep dwelling on things that have happened to you in the past, if you keep dwelling on your letdowns or your failures or your setbacks, it's going to hurt more. And that's only going to drag you backwards. Now I just laugh at things and I just, keep moving forward and, whatever life throws at me, let's go. Roll with the punches.
And it's true, man. Life is going to hit us so many times. It's going to slap us in the face. It's going to give you a lot of things, like somebody gets sick, your family gets sick, you get sick, but life still got to go on. It's tough. Yeah, no, it's hard. People think that we're cold-hearted because we don't see the pain. Yeah, we see the pain. Yeah, we miss them. But I know that wherever they at, wherever they went, they're like, man, you're still alive in flesh, in earth. Man, you keep on going. Keep on building your dreams. Keep on building the communities. Keep on making a little dent, a little change on the world that we need to. Like, I see that every single one of us can make a little dent on what it is your passion, what you're doing in the world. Man, that right there is an impact to you, an impact to God, that he's like, that's a blessing. That's what I wanted you to do, ma'am, sir, that you create that impact on you, that what I build yourself and your gift to go through life. And if we don't do that and you just sit down and don't realize about that, time goes like this, and time is so valuable to every single one of us. And then you turn out to be too old that you can't do anything anymore, man. And like I said, I'm not against nobody that is working for somebody or has 2-3 jobs. We all went through that. But through having coaches and mentoring telling you, hey, it's fine that you have 2-3 jobs. Invest this money, reinvest it on your company or whatever you're starting up. Invest it on this and that, then leave the other job. Then you only have one job. See, so many things that we can coach people and knowing and write them in the right path, that nobody is judging them or telling them not to go to work. No, man, you can build your dream even where you work at, even like that, man.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And, I think I heard this. I don't know if you guys have heard of David Goggins, but I heard an interview with him and it really hit home. He said that he believes, he's going to see his creator one day, and in front of him is going to be what he could have been and what he is, right? So there's going to be two paths, he says, that he believes that, look, you could have been this, but you chose this. So just imagine that, and in reality, that's true for all of us. Like, there's a life waiting for you that you could be. And it just takes a decision. You say, you know what? I want to live that life. I'm going after it, and I'm going to make it happen, regardless of what I go through. And that's the kind of attitude you have to have, And I'll share with you guys one thing that has really, really helped us go through this journey is having a strong why. We have a saying in our business: if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough, and you have to have a strong why. And to me and my wife, to me it's my wife, my daughters, my grandchildren, my mom, my family, right? And I just want you to just visualize this. I'm really visual. Look, I believe in visualization 100%, and I'm very visual. So I want you just to imagine you're going up a hill, right? And there's a big boulder that you're holding on to. and you have to carry it over the peak and toss it to the other side. Now, will it be easier if you did it by yourself, or if you had other people behind you helping you and pushing you? Right? Obviously, other people behind you pushing you and helping you. Well, that's your why. When you have a strong why, it just gives you that inner strength, that inner power to help you push you and go through those obstacles. Because it has to be bigger than you. It has to be more than just you. It has to be bigger than the toys, bigger than the houses. It has to. You have to have a strong why.
And you're right. I mean, I met a guy here. He's my friend now. He's from Chicago. He has his own company, and he's an influencer for Instagram. And he's young. He's 25 or 26. And I had him in the podcast, and he told me that he's like, dude, you see me with my Ferraris and my Lambos and all that in my house, but all of that shit is just a bonus. Everything else, my family and everybody that is in my circle is being taken care of. So say you get sick or anything, now that I know you and I believe in you, guess what? I'm going to go help you because I know that you're sick and you might not have the money right now, but I'm going to help you because I have it and you're in my circle. And everything else is just a bonus. Yeah, it's good to have these cars and this, but that's just a bonus because you work hard for it. That's what you wanted. Not everybody wants a big house, cars. Everybody wants it different. Everybody wants to just be in vacation, not in vacation, but, fly everywhere every time and meet new people. That's fine. Or just buy a little house and you rest to live your life there. That's still fine. Everybody has a different mindset. But that right there hit me like, man, I want to build. And I don't care who I help. I don't want the money back. Like when I let borrow money now, I don't want it back. It's just like, I'm going to give it to you. And whatever helps you is going to help you. Because you know what is going to happen to that? You never know in years if something bad happens to you or you go broke again or whatever. It can happen. And that person you let him borrow 100 or 50 bucks, maybe he's now making a lot of money. He's like, damn, he helped me. Now he's going to a struggle. Let me help you. How can I help you now?
Absolutely.
We never know.
Absolutely. It'll come back 10 times full. I agree with you 100%.
You never know. And that's why I love, having coaches and mentoring, investing more on the podcast, investing on the kids, because that's like my number one thing. All of that is just, it's a lot of power that brings me back. And I say, I want to give it back. I want to educate people of everything, of the masterminds and things, because people see you and they're like, damn, you going here. But it's like, man, I'm learning so much that I just want to give it to everybody. Like, man, I just want you to take this, take my hand, man, take my leg, jump, man, jump. It's going to hurt, but you got to jump. On the way down, you build your plane. On the way down, you build your boat. Whatever it is that you want to build, on the way down, you're going to build it. You're going to get hurt, but you're going to build it no matter what.
Yeah, you definitely have to invest, bro. To me, it surprises me. People are willing to upgrade their phones, but they're not willing to upgrade their mentality, right? They're not willing to buy a book or go to a seminar or build or invest in a business. Yet people complain about their current situations, but they're not willing to do anything about it. So yeah, and that's one thing I learned. I'm glad that I was able to with my first business. I started my first business with $20 worth of UPS black and white business cards, $20 of cleaning supplies from Walmart, and my wife had a little bucket. It's a little a thing that holds cleaning supplies under the sink. That's how I started my first business. $20 of black and white UPS business cards, $20 of cleaning supplies, and that little bucket and we still have that little bucket. And I went door to door, brother. I can't tell you how many days, up and down offices and homes and offering my services. Up and down. There's times where I have blisters under my feet from so much walking. But guess what? We had to make it happen. And you just have to have that. You have to be relentless. You have to just go after your dreams and don't let nothing stop you. And again, be careful who you hang out with because you will be the average of that, right? Nowadays, guess what? YouTube is free. You could go on there and listen to people's success stories. You could go on there and get encouraged, get inspired. It's free. But yeah, people would rather watch a soap opera or an episode or spend their time doing that and not being inspired and not just becoming somebody better. So,
dude, you said something important right there. Free, man. One of my mentors and my coaches told me, dude, that's why people don't take action, because we want to help them, and we do really want to help and give a lot of free education that we learn from masterminds that we invest, and it's a lot more money, you know. And we're like, man, I'm gonna help somebody for free, and my mentor is like, dude, you cannot be giving everything for free. You can't. Even if you throw like a dog a bone or somebody something like this, because it's free, they're not gonna go watch it. They're gonna be like, I'll watch it next week. And you hey, did you watch that video that I let you know? Or did you apply what I told you? Oh shit, no, I don't got time for it. So he's like, build your connections, build those relationships, and the people that know that they have to invest, they're gonna invest. Even if you charge $10 to somebody, $20, but they're gonna pay, because oh yeah, I paid $20. I'm gonna damn be there on the computer and learn from you because I paid. Oh, it's $20. But when it's free, you know you're gonna be like looking at somebody, and in the TV you're looking at Netflix. Oh, because it's free. But oh, $20? Shit, no, I gotta look.
absolutely, because it costs you, right? You know, one of my mentors told me, he gave me this analogy. You know, when you went to high school, did you pay attention? No. But when you went to college, you paid attention because you paid, right? So yeah. And another thing, and I truly believe that, because, you know, look, if you can see behind me, I love to read books. I read a lot of books, and one thing that I won't do no more is give away books, right? Because even if they read it, they probably won't read it. But even if they do read it, you're stealing part of the process from them, which is investing in themselves. You see, now, even if they get knowledge from it, if it takes something bigger, they're not going to be willing to invest in it. You're taking that from them. So, like you said, it's all about investment. And sometimes when it's free, yeah, to them it's like, yeah, I'll get around to it, because then it costs.
I'll get around to it. Yeah, and I mean, I went through it too. At the beginning, we had no money and shit. But like you said, I'm like, man, there's videos are free on YouTube. You know what? I grab my notebooks, all the videos. I'm like, those little aha moments, and write it down. I'm like, man, if I'm gonna watch that person that he gave their time to do a free 1 hour, 2 hour video or teach about something, I'm gonna take it serious. I'm gonna take notes and I'm gonna apply it. But at the beginning, like I said, without no coach, no mentor, you're just watching it 5 minutes, and you're like half away thinking of what you're seeing. And then the other half is like, what is the next Netflix I'm going to see, or where am I going to eat? I'm like, nah, man, when I truly, somebody talks to me now, or I'm listening to another podcast, and I'm truly listening to it, and I'm truly focused and learning and visualizing, just like I said, everything I see, I visualize it. And like, okay, this thing cannot help me. But in my head, I'm like, these 5 people that I met or I know before, oh, this is gonna be great for them. So let me teach this out. Let me let them know the link, and they can apply, and they can go out there and see this, and they can learn from it. Like, I'm already like thinking ahead, or who can I help?
Absolutely.
It's crazy. But about the books, man, this book, my friend here in the office, it's in Spanish. I'm gonna let you know the name of the title. Maybe you can. It's on Amazon, and it's halfway on it, man. Powerful. Like I said, the stories, dude. And when I met her and I saw her, and she said, I wrote a book, and she had it in front of her, the first question I told her, let me guess. And I read it. It's called El éxito en la mirada de un desconocido. That's the name of the book. So I'll send you the text. So if you want to grab it in Amazon, it's a really good book.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And I was like, I told her in 5 minutes what I thought, what was the book about, just by reading the title. And that was something new, dude, because I didn't know I had it in me. Dude, I saw her, and she had a tear in her eye. And I was like, what are you crying? Because you just, in 5 minutes, you hit what I wrote in that book. How? Like, how did you know that you don't even have the book? I'm like, no. But by just looking at the picture you put there and the title, I was like, it just came to me, man. And then that day I was amazed, because I was like, damn, that was something new to me. You know, it's like, I saw it, I saw the vision, and then I just tell it to her, and she was like, and she gave me the book, and I've been reading it, and She's an amazing woman in power, man. Woman in power. I see them here in Houston working so hard, and I love that. We got to help them too, as well as the youth. Everybody that we see that they're struggling and stuff, we got to, put our feet down, and it doesn't have to be with money. Inspire them, motivate them, but push them out there to actually take action and do something. When I saw her and all of this stuff, she has her own construction company here in Houston, her with her partner, and they're doing amazing things. Now she moved to be an author of that first book, and people are putting a lot of 5 stars and actually reading and buying it. Man, it's been changing her life, dude. Like this, man. And I'm watching her, and I'm like, I'm happy. I'm happy for her, and I'm happy. I'm just happy when I see people succeed. No matter where you at in life, I'm just happy to see you succeed in every aspects of your life, business, personal. I just see the blooming of it, and I'm like, man, thank you, God. Another person that has another success story, another person that's gonna help somebody, that person grow. Man, it's beautiful.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, definitely. I get excited too, and I love to see people win. But also, for people that are watching that, put yourself in their shoes, because that could be you. Just imagine yourself having that success. Again, back to visualization. You have to see yourself. I was once told, if you could hold it here, you'll be able to hold it here. But the key word is hold it, not wish about it, not think about it. Hold it. Just to give you an example, when I was in there this last time, about for 7 months fighting my immigration, I was detained. I remember, this is before I beat any of my cases. I was there and I visualized it. Like every single day, I see myself going in front of a judge and pleading our case. Every single day. And I'm talking about, I visualized it so much. I got so precise to what suit I was wearing, to what tie I was gonna wear. Like I knew exactly what I was gonna wear that day, that it was gonna take place. And the funny part is this: that I did wear that suit, I did wear that tie, but what I visualized the judge telling me, it wasn't word for word, but it was pretty much in the same context. And and it happened. So you have to hold it here before you can hold it in your hands. You have to see yourself. You have to see yourself having a successful business. You have to see yourself becoming a better, or whatever it is that you need to improve in. You need to visualize it. And to me, I'm a big believer in that.
That's powerful, dude. And you're right, man. When you have it here, you can have it in your hands. It's the power of praying. It's the power of you having that faith. It has so much power that when you really truly believe in it, you it happens, and you're like, you don't believe it that it's happening, but you have that faith.
Absolutely. And like the saying goes, be, do, have. You have to be, you have to do before you have, right? And to me, you could only be first by seeing it here. Then you have to go out there and do it. And then you'll have it. So,
man, I know we're ending up to that time, but man, what anything else that you want to teach or give something positive to the audience that they can take it, not only take it, but they can apply it. Everybody that is watching, guys, this is going to be reshared in other groups and stuff. And next time you're going to see him in Houston as well as myself, and do another podcast together here in LA. But how can we, you can tell somebody out there, the audience and the people that are going to watch us later on too, something positive, something that comes from your heart, that they see us and they like, oh, but you already made it. We haven't made it, dude. We're struggling still, but we're in a position that we found life. We grabbed life by the balls, if you want to say it. Sorry about my language. And we say, we got to go for it.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I always say, we haven't even scratched the surface. We've come a long way, but we still have far to go. Me and my wife, we have dreams and goals, and write them down. For you guys that have goals, you need to write them down. Again, visualize yourself doing it. But the one thing I would want you guys to take from this is this. Success is not determined by what happens to you in life, but instead how you react to the things that happen to you in life. Look, we've all gone through hardships. We've all gone through circumstances that we shouldn't be in. We have all gone through unfair situations. But the people that react to them differently are the ones that have a different outcome. I could have been having a pity party. I could have been feeling sorry for myself. It would have been easier for me to go back to that lifestyle. And don't think I've ever not contemplated that, because in the beginning I did. There was times where I told my mom, you know what, Mom, I think I'm better off going back to jail. It was just that hard for me. But guess what? The ones that react differently are the ones that have a better outcome. So, that's what I say. Success is not determined by what happens to you in life, but yet how you react to the things that happen to you. I'm here. If you guys could follow us on Instagram. It's _ Carlos Diaz, or Facebook under Carlos Diaz. You could go ahead and reach out to me. If you're a real estate agent or broker, again, we teach a simple concierge service, how you could make more money per transaction. And we're doing a lot of great things, and we're very excited about what the future holds for us.
Man.
I see it already.
Yeah, man. I'm very, very thankful to that you've been here today in the podcast and the Push Power to Power show. And we just went at it, and that's how it is about life, telling the story, knowing your story, people getting to know your story. What are you doing? And we gave a lot of nuggets if people actually, I hope that they take it. Sometimes it's when you have to watch these things like the podcast 2 to 3 times, and you're like, I missed that. I needed that. It happens to me too. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and then the 3rd, 4th time, like, man, how come that I didn't get that at the beginning? And it happens. It's like when you read a book, you don't read it only once.
Nope.
You read it a couple of times, and then every time you read it, you learn something new about it, and it's something that's gonna help you, either business or life, or either somebody that you can help.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. It's I believe that it's when you first read a book, you're reading it, and they say you only hold a certain amount of percentages of what you read or hear. So you have to definitely go back and read it again. But even though you learn something the first time around, just say you're at a higher level, right? So since you're at a higher level, you're going to pick up on something else because you weren't ready to pick that up your first time around reading that book. But because you have more knowledge now, you're thinking differently. Now you get to pick up other nuggets. You go back the 3rd, 4th, 5th time again, the same thing will happen.
And that's just a blessing, that everybody that is already successful, making 7, 8 figures, what do they always tell us? Read a book.
Absolutely.
All of these things that all of them went through, they write them down on the books. And they gave so much knowledge that you read it and you don't take action. And I'm like, man, I'm going to read it, I'm going to take action. That's just the best thing to do. I mean, if I'm not able to go to that event because of something that happened, or I couldn't fly, but I got the book, I'm like, man, I'm going to read it because I know they're going to keep on making events. So the next time, I'm going to be there and meet that person in real life and meet other people when you network. Because when you meet other people in your network, guess what's going to happen? Different people that you can collaborate, different people that you can work with, and on and on and on is going to happen there, man. And it's just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. But guys, before I even leave, I'm going to let him say his last words, and this is not going to be the last time. We're going to be doing some other things together. And like I said, I'm very thankful for everybody that has watched us today, that you got to meet Mr. Carlos Diaz. I know he has a lot more to say. That's why I said an hour is not enough, but still, we're going to be creating more other small podcasts, anything that we can give value to y'all, and anything that y'all can actually take action and put it out there. We're going to keep on doing that to you guys, especially myself, and I know especially himself too. And we're still growing and we're still learning. And that's a never ending thing. We're going to grow, and we're going to keep on growing, and we're going to keep on growing on ourselves, on our business, on our gift. Every day, we're going to learn something new in life. Thank you, bro.
Awesome. This is a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yes. And don't leave. I'm gonna put you down in here. So when I'm done ending it by myself, so you say you want to keep on talking, we'll talk at the end. Thank you guys. Woo! Oh my goodness. Power. We just gave you power right there, guys. I hope that you took it in. I hope that you wrote stuff down. If you needed to wrote stuff down, either on your phone or in your notebook, that you took, that you're gonna take action. And trust me, you're gonna have to see this again and hear his story. Later on, this is gonna be on the audio too. So I'm gonna be uploading. I have like 6 or 7 different podcasts that I gotta upload to the audio so you can listen to them. But right now, if you want to go check out the Push Power to Power show in the audio, that's how you're gonna find me. The Push Power to Power show. I got 27 episodes already there. All different aspects, to the youth, to people doing all different things in their business, people that don't even have a business. But that's just the power that we gotta give, man. The power of pushing power to others. Either is, like I said, inspiring, motivating somebody, or helping somebody with money. If you do have the money, fund it, donate, anything. And again, guys, please don't forget, the link is down there. I'll appreciate anything for the donation. I'm gonna start doing events already to raise money for the foundation. But anything, I want to give out my ebook. I did an ebook about 2 years ago. It's called the How I Learned to Understand My Wall. So I'm giving that ebook away for free. The only thing that I asked you for a donation for the foundation. So I'm gonna give that away. Man, I wrote it 2 years ago and I kept it in my computer and I read it and I was like, whoa, I could have made it better. I'm not a writer, but now I know that when I really write my book, my story of the book of my story of what it created me, I'm gonna hire somebody to do that. But at the beginning, you gotta do what you gotta do. We think we're writers and stuff. That's not for me, man. It took me all that year, more than a year, to actually finish an ebook, a short ebook. But it's done, and what I wrote is powerful. So comment below and give me your email so I can send it to you and you can read it and then you give me feedback. And not only that, give us feedback on this podcast today, on the Push Power episode with Mr. Carlos Diaz. And don't forget to follow him in Facebook as Carlos Diaz and on his Instagram as /_Carlos Diaz. And again, once again, thank you. God bless. And you keep on enjoying your day, and don't let nobody knock you down. You get up and do what you got to do and what you believe that is life for you. Amen. Your boy Jesus Ortiz. Wait. Your boy, the real Jesus Ortiz, is out.